are here in the Build 206 studio. Me and Angie.
Hey.
Yes, pop it. Good
Pop
morning. Good morning.
it.
Yes, and we
Slash good
have
afternoon.
we have
Happy
Miss
Soulful
Lydia
Sunday.
as our guest today. So welcome, Lydia, and thank you so much for being here and participating in this conversation today.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you
Queen.
for this platform.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely a safe place to make sure that we have a space to talk about, some difficult things and the things that are our views and our outlooks, the courthouses and things like that, make all the rules and stuff like that. But at the same time, they don't ask how it's affecting people or, what the community actually thinks about it. And then we get these crazy laws and things like that. So we're trying to make sure that we are putting our opinion out there and that every voice is heard through this. So Lydia,
and that's also the mama rules at home, dealing with our kids and dealing with our families and dealing with real life situations at work. You know what I'm saying? And how if we have situations at home, we don't necessarily like to bring them to the forefront at work or during the political times and everything like that. So it's all purpose conversation.
Definitely. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Lydia?
Well, my name is Lydia. I am a mom, of course, to two young kings, 13 and 20. I'm a Morehouse mom. I'm a registered nurse, boots on ground activist for all things healthcare equity. I'm an activist for the youth, an advocate in the streets, conforming and challenging this healthcare system that has so forgotten about us. I'm also a trauma-informed kids yoga instructor, just also bringing the tools to the community, things that we weren't given when we were kids. So I'm happy to be here. I'm also Girl Trek, so that's how I know Angie.
Girl Trek.
Go Girl Trek.
How did? Yeah.
That's sweet. And I'm an entrepreneur, nurse entrepreneur as well.
Nice. So do you have a website and things like that you refer people to or for your services or support?
Yes. So I actually am the CEO, owner, and founder of the first minority woman-owned independent care coordinator organization in the state of Washington. It's always a mouthful to say that, but what we do is we have, the way I like to describe it is we dismantle the healthcare system. And the only way to do that is we take piece by piece and we take it out into the community and independently do it on our own. And so what we do is care coordination, case management, and it's only been done on the inside, inside the healthcare system, inside hospitals and clinics. And so we independently do that. So we serve as advocates, liaisons. We serve as the voice within the system. Your one-on-one nurse to make sure that your healthcare doesn't fall through the system, not on our watch. So
Nice.
Case management services we do from pediatrics to veterans, adults. We are at Integrated Wellness CMS. So it's integratedwellnesscms.com. You can find out about our services. There's also a referral form. We take anybody from Medicaid to not insured. So.
Okay.
That was well said, baby.
Lovely.
Now that's what I'm talking about. She got that knowledge. She got that knowledge. I like that. That's dope to
Black
me.
excellence.
That's dope to me.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's dope.
In the community, helping out. That's exactly what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And we want to network and make sure everybody can come together and, catch your emails, and things like that, the things that you have going on, as well as the things that we do in the community. So again, welcome to the platform. So what do you feel is the top issue negatively impacting Black women right now?
I think the top issue affecting Black women is the lack of autonomy. I think we have for so long been assigned a position to fulfill, right? But we have not been given that autonomy, that independence to be who all we were supposed to be. And so we've been expected to fit into this box and conform to the system that does not serve us. So I think the lack of autonomy is the biggest thing. And as we're seeing, we're breaking out of those chains and finding ourselves and bringing our own seats to the table. And so, no longer fitting within those chains. But I think definitely we have not been given the voice and the seat and the autonomy to just be Black women.
Right. I highly agree with that. That is so true. And we need to get it back together and work together, and supporting each other. And that's one thing that I love working with Angie on is, we're working together to make sure that these youth have things to do and that they're excited and activities and out of the streets, just out of the streets.
Right. And it's not really with me. And I know that it looks like it's just for children, but it's for unity in the community. You know what I'm saying? This is like an all people purpose sport, and it just brings everyone together. Like, so there's sometimes where kids, they don't really hang out with their parents, but this is where a parent really wants to take their kid to go do something fun like skating, or go to the ballpark or whatever. So I think it just really helps with bringing family, friends together, and just doing something super fun that it promotes healthy living. And so that's what it's all about. It's teamwork makes the dream work over here,
all the time.
Yeah. And Lydia, that's my homegirl. It be Girl Trek. And when I first met you with Girl Trek, you was on your solo. And sometimes women don't know how to be on their solo, but you were, and you didn't really know everybody. And we linked, and it was like you promoted your voice to a group of women that you did not know. And we didn't even know how close in relation that we really were. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. So we need to help each other, like be able to be comfortable with talking to one another, and be comfortable with accepting whatever the results be. And we didn't push you away. We welcomed you,
Yeah.
And it was just like people would think that we knew each other for like 10 years, and we're like, we just met her today. Like, so that's what it's all about. I appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate you. Yeah.
And on that note, how do you think we as a community can make a difference, and we can address this, autonomy?
I think what's happening in the community is there's a perception of Black women, right? In Seattle, if you're not under the struggle as a Black woman, then what are you, on the white side, right?
Right.
And that's the way I was raised. I was raised. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, and I grew up in Seattle. And we came to Seattle escaping the struggle, in that my mother thought that there was more opportunity in Seattle, and really the whiter we could become, the better off we were, because everything she knew about being in the Black community was the struggle. She was trying to escape that, right? And so there's this perception and this stigma on the Black women in the community, that you have to conform to the struggle, and that's not it. When we assert ourselves and that autonomy within, no, I can stand on my own. I can sit at this table, and I can make just as much or more than you.
Yes,
right?
Definitely,
Right?
definitely.
You gonna see me if you don't.
If you don't, you gonna learn today. Okay.
That's the thing in the community. Don't put a stigma on me. Don't give me a name. I'm gonna name myself, and the name I have for myself, you got to see me first, and I'm gonna stand up and let you know what my name is. And so I think that's the biggest thing as a community. Don't put a cover over me. Don't put a mask on me until I give you permission, and I haven't. So
exactly.
That's what's up.
I love it. I love it. So have you been, or do you know anyone who's been locked up?
Absolutely. So, unfortunately, I'm actually, I'm not unfortunate. So I'm a mother to 2 young kings, but actually we're a product of several systems that affect us. My oldest son, his grandfather and his father, current day, has been locked up since he was 3 years old. And so he went his whole life, all he wants current day is to hug his father on the outside. And he has no remembrance of that. And that system, like he say, how come I'm not in jail? Because like the system has said it, that's where he was supposed to be, because his grandfather, his father, right? Everything he had seen in his bloodline,
right?
That's
what they want,
right? And so then that impacted me as a mother. And when I say queen raising kings, I don't take that for granted, because I'm raising them to know that's not your story, but the system, right, failed.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, and that's the question right there is how does that impact you? How does that impact them? We definitely want to hear about that, because it definitely does impact and affect everyone.
Especially when they kind of bring you're about to, like, if they're trying to do good, you're going to be just like your dad, or you're going to be just like your brother. And then if they're not strong-minded, which everybody is not strong-minded, they learn that, right? So if they're not strong-minded at the time, then they'll go out and be like, well, shoot, if that's like, you're already categorizing me anyway, so why not just go do that? You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be like that. But
exactly right.
It's crazy. But then it'd be the moms to be like, no, you're not going to be like that. You're going to be like who you are supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And so they're kind of confused. Like, this is what they're telling me I'm going to be like. This is what you're saying that I need to be like, or what, my mind frame, enables or whatnot. It's super hard for our young Black kings to be, being raised right now. And sometimes the strongest people on their side are women.
Mm-hmm.
Not to degrade a man.
Right.
I mean, let's just call
Keep
it
it
what
100.
it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Keep it 100. I think my cousins and them, they'd be like, because my sons were the first boys in the family. I have 15 nieces, and they say, how did you know how to raise Black men, being as what you see? And my answer is because there was no way that mine was going to be in jail. He wasn't going to be the bum laying on your couch. He wasn't going to be the thief in the store. Not on my watch. You understand what I'm saying?
Come on.
That
Come
part.
on.
That I was going to be that. And so it was up to me. Yes, the struggle was real. Yes, it was hard. But every day, my mission, my mission, once God made me a parent, this was my focus. And my mission was to see you through. Not see you back there behind bars, not see you out here, right? We're going to go through some stuff, and we're going to get through some stuff. But my mission is to see you through. And that's what I had in my mind,
Right. Definitely. And, what do you think could have prevented it? Initially, I know every situation is different, and, the mayor could get locked up, it could happen to anybody, but as far as like family and the people that and those situations, what do you think could have prevented it?
I think I see a lot of what we have going on in the community now. The people stepping up, the people that have been there and done time and reaching back. I think when I think about my son's father, he was a product of the streets. He'd been selling drugs since he was 10 years old. And being a part of that, there was nobody that looked like him. There was no representation to show him that he can do anything different. So he became a victim. He fell victim to what he seen. There was nobody to reach out and say, no, hold up, little partner. This ain't the story for you, narrative for you. And so he went with the narrative that was laid out for him. And so the prevention really could have came from the community. He was raised by a single mother as well. She was so caught up in working and providing, and that struggle, and the struggle blinded her, right? So again, just that autonomy. No, I'm not the struggle. I'm not the product of, So, a lot of things in nursing, we call it root cause analysis, where we always have to go back and say, what could have been done different, whether it's to save life or to, prevent somebody from bleeding out. If we had to do a root cause analysis on really what could have prevented our young Black men back then, community. We needed that community then.
Exactly. We needed that support then. We needed that place to go and feel safe and maybe talk, or have that person to talk to us and care for us, and our boys and things of that sort. That's why it's so important to support them. And like you say, raising kings, we are queens, we wear our crown, and we want to make sure that our kings get to wear theirs too, and show us what they can do and grow up and be successful, and hold it down and stay out of the ruckus in the streets and things of that sort.
And while they're going through the struggle of going down the wrong road, they're still dope though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even like I would say like probably like six bad choices, they're making 4 great ones. You know what I'm saying? Which means something, because they're still remembered off of the greatness. Whether or not they went to jail, whether or not like they passed away, like a lot of our individuals, our young kings and queens, you know what I'm saying? They have greatness within, regardless of whatever struggle, because I went through like a patch too, you know what I'm saying? And then you look at where you are today. So everybody goes through the storm, everybody goes through the struggles, everybody is tested so they can have those testimonies, you know what I'm saying? So while our kids are being tested, instead of saying like, damn, you're going to be just like your dad, or whatever the situation may be, but you got to make it. Like, you're going to go to college, you're going to be in the NFL, you're going to be the head honcho of this organization, or whatever it may be. Even in your mind, if you feel like that young man or queen, you know what I'm saying, is going down the wrong, if you continue to be like, okay, you're going down the wrong road, you're just going to be nothing. You're just, and that's not encouraging, or, you know what I'm saying? Our people, you got to be like, you're going down the wrong road. But best believe you got my support, and I'm here to help you. So if you can help yourself, because I'm not trying to help somebody that's not willing to help themselves. I got to see that you're putting forth effort to make it better. And I'll definitely put 10 toes behind you. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, let's do this together. Back. Teamwork makes the dream work. All the time. You guys might hear me say that 100,000 times, and I'm going to say it 100,000 more times. And I'm not going to stop, won't stop.
Okay.
It is what it is.
That part. And so
Hold
that's
on, hold on. So
basically
what? Say something, because it's
I
on.
was
It's
gonna
on.
say, these kids didn't ask to be here, right? None of us did,
right.
Yeah.
and when we have to do better and one, stand up for them. Like you said, we all got that rough patch. You know what I'm saying? I squeaky clean ain't what it is, but that
Right,
experience brought me to where I am today. And if I can pass that along, or even as my kids go through, there ain't nothing squeaky clean about it. You know, I got to watch my son in college right now have these parties, do this, and I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't
right.
what I instilled, what he knows from the foundation, right, is going to sustain him. And then as he goes through everything he doing, is just putting a different experience and wisdom. Like, I'm not here to tell you what I done read in a book. I'm here to tell you what life has taught me, right? And that's what's going on for them too. Rather it takes them 20 years and they go on the wrong path, and then they cut. Everybody has greatness in them, like you said. It's our birthright. Greatness is our birth, right?
Yes, definitely. And that basically, was the next question is, how can we better support this generation, and leading them and guiding them and having their back and letting them know mistakes are okay. Life ain't a bed of roses without thorns.
Right.
You got to have the bad to enjoy the good, so you're going to fall and bump your head, but are you going to get up?
Right.
Are you going to give up?
Yes.
No, we're not going to give up. And yes, we going to get up.
Oh, yes, we going to get up. We ain't going to give up, but we going to get up.
Right.
It's teaching them what does get up look like, right? It's empowered. So I always say the tools to be successful. If I've given you the tools, right? I've given you, you got to do homework. I gave you the paper, the pencil. I even gave you the sharpener and a desk to put the paper on. It's what you do with it, right? When I think about my kids and even the kids that I mentor in the community, and when I'm teaching them things, I've given you the tools to be successful. When I think about these kids, current day, male and female, yoga needs to be in their back pocket. It's not the movement of it, it's what it does to you. How do you learn how to be still in such a chaotic world? We need to be teaching these kids mindfulness and how to apply, these different, how to correct the mindset, right? How to control that biggest muscle of their body. We need to teach them that. That's first and foremost, is giving them what they need in their toolbox, starting with the brain, starting with the mind, and then whatever else is in the community, adding to that. So when life hits them, when they out in the streets and they're like, they got to make a choice whether to go bad or good, or whether to go left or right, they can be like, man, what's in my toolbox?
Right.
That I need, right? That man, go back to the basics. And so I think that's definitely something, I empower every kid I know. I ask them, what's in your toolbox?
Come on. There you go.
Like, man, build it. It's whether it's invisible or it's literally something you trail behind you, build it, because you're going to need it.
Make it happen.
Again, I didn't read it in a book. I'm just giving an experience. I'm telling you from.
Yes.
Definitely.
I love that.
That is amazing.
I love that.
Yes. You want to tap in?
No. Yeah. You know me. I always got something to say. Like,
I'm like, I'm a
I'm over here like, oh my God. No, because that, me and kids, that be warming my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter if there's a kid over there and they ain't trying to interact. Don't leave them over there like that. Go get that kid and ask them what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because that kid wants you to come over there, but that kid is not going to tell you to come over there and check on him or her. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's that antisocial, that's that social emotional, that's that anxiety, that's that depression. Everybody needs somebody, man, because if I'm over there in the corner and I don't want to call you over to see what's going on with me, if my heart does, come over there and check on me. Call me sometime if you ain't talked to me in about a week, and I be popping it all the time. Check on your friends, check on your strong friends, check on your weak friends. You know what I'm saying? So when you said that, girl, I'd be like, oh my God, I'll get loud. They'd be like, shut up. I'd be like, you shut up. I don't have to shut up. If I got something to say, I'm going to say it. And that's me all the time. Consistency, baby. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they'd be like, you're an asshole. I say, as long as I'm consistently being an asshole, then you're going to be okay. Because it is what it is. Okay. And an asshole ain't always a bad thing.
Right. Everybody got one.
Everybody got an asshole. It is what it is. Double Dutch Divas, baby. We pop it. But I'm just saying,
I love it.
Lydia, you speak 100, and I feel it. I feel this in my soul, And I feel, and we're like on Zoom, like I feel you I feel you like you're right here in the middle of us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you've always kept it like that. And I love what you're doing in the community. You bring unity in the community. And when we all have a purpose about our people, you know, kids, babies, our people, period, whoever they
our
are,
elderly, yeah,
especially our elderly. You know what I'm saying? Because like, love on your people. If you got a mom and a dad and you know that they're getting older, you think they gonna be on earth for like 100 more years.
You're
if
right.
you don't go call your mom and your dad, I'm 45 years old. I see my mom and my dad at least like 3-4 times a week.
Right.
I want to see them 7, but I be busy, but I don't care. Sometimes you go over there and you be like, I'm just coming to say hi, girl. My mom will be like, so Angie, I'll be like, I'm ready to go. So I gotta go get Ocean or whatever. I gotta go. And then she'd be like, so what did you? I'd be like, Mom, I just said I gotta leave. But I do the same thing. I love you and give them a hug.
Tap in.
Or just text or just say something. Like, so I feel your passion with what you do. And I feel that you are genuine within your mind, body, and soul with like our community.
I love the toolbox part of it.
Everything.
I was taught that too. You got to have your toolbox. You got to always add something. You don't know how many tools you're going to need to fix what situation. So it's important to build that box. So important to build that box. Yes. So the next question is, what supports do they or their families need? And we kind of already touched on that as far as, you see that child hurting, you see that child not interacting, then, you should probably interact with that child and make sure that they're okay.
Or that person.
That person. Yeah. Because it's adults too. And we all are in the same boat and we're all going through something difficult, but we might not always want to share that. You might not feel that you have somebody to talk to about that. So in supporting them, I would say like counseling and things like that, just being an offering person and caring about one another, and tapping in and checking on one another, is it just, I don't know you, but how are you today? And being genuine in that, like, are you looking a little down today? Is there something I can do to pick you up? Do you need somebody to talk to? That type of thing is being supportive.
Right. And I think, one of the things that we do is we treat these kids as if they're resilient and they'll be all right. We hosted a podcast, a webinar about a month ago, and it was titled, "Are the Kids All Right?" Yeah. Right. And when we had over 120 something kids that got on, mostly high school kids, but the questions that came in the chat, they're asking like, I'm experiencing this. Do you think this is depression? And all these different questions that came out, the overall summary was they have no out, and they're not talking about this with the people in their homes, with their immediate people, to where they feel comfortable getting in a chat with a bunch of strangers and having these conversations. Right. So the question is, how do we support them? Well, one, let's stop treating them as if they're invisible. Stop treating them as if, they'll just get through it and snap back, and actually getting down on their level, getting on their level. How are you doing? What's up? Right. And actually getting in their business, getting in their in their space. You have to, and that's the support, and it takes a village. I would tell you, I tried to do it on my own. I did, and
it's almost impossible.
It's impossible. And especially raising young Black men. What I learned is I can teach my children empathy. I can teach them how to love. I can teach them, so how to make it. I can teach them some things. But there's something I can't teach them. I can't teach you how to hold your balls when you go potty, when you go to the bathroom.
Right.
I can't teach you how to go out here and be a man and stand up and hold your own. And so I embark I reach out to my community.
Come on.
There's the Black man that gonna teach that my son can
positive.
What?
Role models.
Right.
That don't want to be your boyfriend. They're really just for your
they can.
Yes. Come on, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's the part. You want to go into another barbershop and look for a mentor, but I got to give you something in return. I just want my son to have somebody to come through.
Come on,
exactly.
That's the
facts.
Facts. Yeah. So I think that's a support. It takes a village, and we have to again back to the tools, and look and getting on their level again. We dealing with a whole new generation of kids. Yes. These aren't us. They don't play outside. You know, they don't use
They don't
pagers
ride
and
bikes.
send you a letter. No, they're not doing that. Everything
berries
is at their fingertips. You know,
Look how poisonberry fights.
Yes,
Pick the poisonberries
chestnut
off the
fights.
or the pine cone fights and be running in the backyard. No, they're not
running
doing
through
that.
the woods. I tell my, they don't even know what the woods are. Like,
Right? They're like, what?
talking about some push and pee, and I'm like, nah, you shouldn't be talking like that because push and pee in my day ain't what it mean in your day. So we're dealing with a new generation of kids, you know, and again, meeting them where they are on their level. It's going to take some growth and some learning for us as adults. We can't stay stagnant in our own ways and think that what we went through and what we done works. Brushing it under the rug don't work. These kids are empowered. These kids got voices that you know, we can't tell them to shut up no more. And so we have to keep them where they are.
Right.
Right.
They be like, I'll take you to court. I'll be like, take my ass.
Go ahead. You want that?
They got
rights. We can sit down and work this out together.
They got rights.
It's gonna be some work, but
we
gotta work it out. You got rights. I got rights too.
Like I got rules. They be like, I got rules for you too. Look, I don't follow your rules. I'm the mom.
Okay.
Right. Look. Right now, it's like, it's different. I be like, man.
Something I always tell my kids is, yes, I'm your friend, but I'm your mother first.
That whole time.
Okay. Okay. I am your mother first.
You're like, are you sure you want to use that phone?
Right. Okay. That part.
Are you sure?
Right.
And then when they're using the phone, whose phone they using? Who's paying that phone bill? Give me the phone. Give me the phone.
Okay, I'll take that. Oh, you didn't get good grades this month? I don't think
they be wanting to leave and pack their bags with what clothes? Because I swear I bought all that.
All of it.
And the suitcase. So where you going?
And the pencil and the pen. Okay.
In the door, you getting ready to walk through. Okay.
Okay. That's my door. Don't touch it.
Oh my God. This is like, look, this is comical because I be for real. These our kids. I be like, oh, I need to walk away because if I even tap you real quick, you're getting hella taps. Like,
yeah. Right. Okay.
But I don't even do that. Like I be trying to do the little what's the Brady Bunch conversation. I be like trying to talk to my kids and I'm like, I'm done with this calm conversation. I'm about to say a cuss word.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to bring it in.
Yeah, I be trying not to cuss and everything. But I mean, if you be like, okay, so Ocean, can you please go clean your room and clean the bathroom? It'd be like, all right, and then they don't do it, and then you go upstairs and you be like, I thought I told you to clean the bathroom and do all the stuff. And it's like, okay, if you be like, get your mother, they're like, okay, hold on, let me they start moving. So it's just like, if that's what can get them going, then I'm like, shoot, I don't know.
Hitting them on their level, talk to them, as they, understand how they
Unless you have twins, you only have a certain age one time. And so when I dealt with I got a 20-year-old. I don't know how to relate to you. This is my first time, so I'm gonna use every technique. I don't know if it's talking calm or whoop that ass. I don't know.
Or scare you straight.
Because I'll tongue lash you in a second. So the whoopings ain't nothing. That just makes you angry. So that's back in the day. I told him I used to get hit by extension cords. And then my son was like, so did I.
Whatever
I was like,
close.
You ain't never got hit by no extension cord. If anything, I done broke a nail, like pushing you or something, but you ain't never got beat like we got beat. We got our ass whooped.
We had to go out in the woods and pick our own switch.
Girl, they used to pick sticks off the trees. I used to be like, oh my God, in Louisiana, go get a stick. I'm not getting no stick. They be talking about, I'm going to be home in 2 hours to give you a whooping. So I got to wait to get a whooping. Then when they get home, they don't give you a whooping. But then they want to wake you up.
Leave you.
Yeah, they wake you up. And you be like, I thought I was getting a whooping at 6 o'clock. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right?
Why are you doing this?
I already got my 3 pairs of pants on.
I had 1 pair of pants on.
Right. Like, to try it.
Will you take that stuff off? As soon as you take it off, it's like, you ready for your whooping?
Completely.
Right. You like, oh my God, this is like torture. Who was we calling? We didn't have no rules.
Right.
No.
You called the police.
We couldn't call grandma and them. We couldn't call. We had to just take it, and it's, but I'm backtracking to what you said about your 20-year-old. One thing that I learned, Angie, is you're not going to parent your 13, 15-year-old like you're gonna parent your 20-year-old, right?
Right, because everybody's different.
Everybody's
different ages, different stages.
Right. And it's been hard, again, just going back to like things that I couldn't teach him before he turned 18, right? But I had to just hope and pray that I had done enough that he can go out here and be a man. That I'm learning now that his requirement of me is not for me to instill things that he needs. I'm not gonna teach you how to tie your shoe and brush your teeth.
Right.
And how to talk. But now
you already learned that. Yeah.
You've already learned that. But now as you
Mhm.
adults and as you go out here and face, the racial injustice and the
Mhm.
oppressive systems and corporate America, I can teach you how to
Mhm.
navigate life as an adult and what you're going to
Mhm.
need to sustain as a Black man, just based off experience as a
Mhm.
woman watching this,
Right.
right? But again,
Yes.
there's things that he's still going to have to learn from that somebody that looks like him out there. And so just
Mhm.
transitioning based on the stages, ages, and
Mhm.
stages that they're in, meeting them where they are at that age and
Right.
stage.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
you ain't gonna be able to do
Exactly.
that. I'm not gonna call and cuss myself. I don't even talk to him every day, you know?
Right, right.
Right.
Staying out at parties and stuff all night. Like
Grown man.
I can't do anything about that, but pray
Yeah.
about it, right?
Right.
And
Right.
come through this. But I can also, when you come and you having a hangover and you want to know, I can talk you through life now.
That part.
Right.
Right. And
I
that's
can
what I'm
guide you.
saying. That's how they're gonna learn the best, is when they go through the experience. But I told my kids, look, I'm not really trying to go through the experience. I'm gonna learn off of somebody else's bad experience and be like, damn, I
don't
won't
want
do
to
that.
happen.
I won't do
Right.
that.
I don't
But
want to go there.
yeah, but
Mhm.
sometimes I be like, shit, bump your own head. Because
Yeah.
let them bump their head and they don't like the experience. That's when they'll never do that shit. You be like, I promise you, Lord Jesus, if you get me out of this, I promise you I won't do that again. So I'm not trying to coddle my kids. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. No
Like,
sugarcoating.
yeah, if
we
I'm
don't
not gonna be
sugarcoat.
here, if I'm not gonna be here tomorrow, I want to know that you're gonna get up by yourself and go to school, make it happen. Because my mom did not,
You got
she did not
responsibilities.
wake me up to go to school. In my whole high school year, I woke up to go to school, and I knew that I needed to get my grades, and I know that my
Right.
grades needed to be right if I was going to produce and have a job, because I needed to have a job, because I didn't have, everybody be like, because I got both my parents right now, that I always had both my parents. My mom got lupus and my dad been through his thing. You know what I'm saying? So at sometimes I had my mom. Never that I had my dad, but I did have my dad at one point because my mom had lupus and she was super sick. You know what I'm saying? But we lived with my auntie, Minnie, on Hudson. That's how my brother became part of his little situation with gangs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't spoon fed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people always think that, oh yeah, she was coddled and she got what she got because woo. No, if you know me for real in real life, I've always had more than one job in my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in me, not on me. And so people always like, don't judge the book by its cover.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm great because I made myself great, and I had people, good people on my side. But it wasn't no inheritance like that.
And it takes a village, and you had those other outlets,
Yeah,
that help you along the way. And
yeah,
that is
yeah.
key.
So, and
That's
and
key.
that's why I really like, if you know somebody that has been through the struggle and they're probably going through the struggle, but they're great, remind them that they're great. Don't just let them struggle and be thinking that they're like not like a nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you continue to let a person that is somebody think that they're a nobody be a nobody, they're going to be a nobody. Even if there's a nobody that's a nobody, tell them they're a somebody and they're going to become somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no lie. It might be wishful thinking. I don't know. But I know if I'm down and out, I need my people to be like, girl, you're going to be okay.
Pick it up.
I've been through a divorce and I hit rock bottom. You know what I'm saying? And for a long time, I didn't even want to tell nobody that I was divorced. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I gave up on a situation. But no, I basically enhanced my life when that happened, because everybody's not for somebody, but everybody needs somebody. So even though if that person wasn't good for me, he's good for somebody, just not me.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. And I'm okay with it. But I bet you right now I'm living my best life.
I know that's right.
That whole part.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I got good people that are in my life. And you're one, and you're one, and you're one, and you're one,
and you're one, and you're one.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Yes.
So, Lydia, you are dope.
Yes, you're amazing.
Your smile is genuine and everything. I'll be watching you.
I'm excited to.
I'll be watching you too, Angie. I see.
Is it right?
Yes.
What do you think about overall everything that's going on currently? Black Lives Matter, politics, COVID, like everything that's going on in this crazy world. Like, what do you think about it?
I think I'm gonna tell you this. First off, I always wanted to be in the Black Panther Party since I was a little girl, and so what this first did is allow me to assert my Blackness and step into my long-time dream of mine. Right? That's what it did for me. First of all, it allowed me to no longer. Do I have to ask you if I can say what I really want to say, or can I show up as I am? My big Black myself, right? My big
Okay.
black rings, everything black in me. I want you to see it.
Facts.
It made me angry at first. It was like, almost like we got to catch up, like, and I would step out and every little thing that they did would make me so mad. When I say they, I mean, our oppressors, to be honest, is how I call them.
You're right.
They're not all bad, right? We do
Caucus
need our
Mountain
allies.
people.
Right. I remember coming from, I was at the MLK March. I think it was might have been 2021, might have been 2020. I can't remember, but we were at the height of this, right? And I remember seeing this white lady, and she had came through the march with us. I for whatever reason, she was in my peripheral the whole time. And we were standing outside the courthouse, and we were all walking back. And as she's walking, she's reading a Malcolm X book. She's walking. Even as we passed her in our Uber, she was up by Garfield, and she's steadily reading this Malcolm X book. And I didn't know if I should be taken back by that, if I should be proud of that, if I should, applaud her, because we were at a new state in time, right? Like, when have you ever seen a white lady? Not only did she take the time to march with us, but now she's educating herself. And so what that did for me is I stepped back. I talked to my the young kings were with me that day, and we talked about that. And my oldest son is a philosophy major, and so he tries everything on me first. He thinks and digs into everything. And what's happening right now is we are at a new day and time, right? They are educating themselves, and they are standing with us. And so there is an applaud, but there's not enough work to be done. I don't need you to just show face. I need you to actually do the work. Another thing that's happening is Black people are again taking that seat at the table without even being asked to. There is still a lot of tokenism going on, and I hope that we can step away from that and that conditioning of who they want us to be, and actually just show up authentically. As far as the pandemic, I think the pandemic really has been a blessing, and that it allowed the world. We were just going. It was chaos. I mean, imagine if this rock
down.
All the way we was moving, right? We had to slow down and sit in some shit, to be honest, right? It was your home that was messy, your relationship, your work, this whole world. We had to sit in it, right? And that was uncomfortable for
soak in it.
Reality check.
Yeah. You gonna say this. And we were forced to be still. Right. And so I think it was a blessing. And what I say all the time is, if you don't come out of this on the other side better, you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. I hope people come out educated, more healthier, ready to be boots on ground and be purpose driven. I think it's been the best spotlight of my lifetime, to be
nice.
Best of my lifetime.
A test for a testimony.
I agree. There's so many bad things that we think about COVID. I don't want to wear the mask. I don't want to do this. I don't want to keep sitting in the house. But it's like it did bring families closer. It also ripped them apart.
I was gonna say.
But at the same time, I looked at it as a blessing. I think it's kind of how you perceive it personally. To each his own. But I mean, it was a blessing to actually slow down, to be home with my kids, to get creative in the kitchen again, or paint walls. I painted my living room wall, accent wall. I was like, I could do this. I got paint and everything. Let me just do this.
Right.
And I had all this time and everything to actually, like you say, soak in it and think about it. And where is my life at?
Right.
What am I going to do now that I can't go to work? What else can I do to still, manage and be more successful, and keep moving forward.
Right.
So I think that's spot on is that it is a blessing.
That was March 2019 when that happened, right?
Yeah.
So I bought my condo March 2020. May 2020.
It was 2020, right?
It was 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. And then when that happened in March 2019, so in May of 2019, we kind of got, bored trying to do stuff. That's when we started to go to the pits and go double dutch.
Right.
And then they shut us down. It was like, you guys was bringing too many Black folks, and where's your mask and where's your gloves? And kind of like had their opinion. But even though we had hand sanitizer, we had gloves, we had masks, we had everything, we shut it down for the convenience and the respect for whoever, had their opinion. And then we came back a little bit after. And then while you are shut down, then your mind is like, man, I got to get my shit together. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, you're sitting and you're thinking, and then regardless. So that's when they started putting the Zoom on for the kids, because when the kids didn't have nothing to do, everybody was like, look, what's going on? So they put the Zoom on. Then it was able, so it kind of like was a bad thing. Sometimes it was a bad thing. Sometimes it was a good thing, because there was parents that couldn't be home with their kids to tell them to get on Zoom. And they're not even getting on Zoom. They're sleeping. So you're calling, you're like, I'm about to come home right now, but you're at work. So it caused a lot of, it was up and down. You know what I'm saying? So the ones where it was up and down, you got to pray about it, because it was up and down for me, because I work for the school district.
But it woke you up.
It did wake you up.
That's for sure.
Like you said, if you didn't take advantage of some stuff, there was a lot of money that was given, but you had to go search for it. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely qualified, but you had to take the time out to do it. Some people was like, it needed to be given to me. Some people complained. So people had their opinions, but it showed you who your family was. Right. It showed you the resources that you had when it came down to it. It showed you how your kids are when you're at home with them. It showed you who cares.
Communities actually coming
in
together.
Relationships. It's like,
I feel it did bring the communities together. You know, I went and packed up food bags and stuff at a food bank.
People was given to the community for free. It was dope. It was dope. And it's still dope.
Right.
It's still dope. You know, and I think Angie, like, it wasn't all good for everybody. You know, thinking about the work that we do, I had elderly people literally dying at home from loneliness.
So many funerals.
We deployed so many tablets, and you know, this one mom, she's an older lady. She used to go to guitar lessons and go visit her son who was incarcerated. She couldn't do neither one, so we buying guitars and getting tablets. Like it was, so it impact there was an impact that's unspoken, right? That's going to affect generations. It was multi-generational how it impacted, from the educational system to the loneliness to the lack of care, healthcare,
depression, all that,
mental health, you know, all that. So it wasn't all good, you know. Again, there's but thinking about the community and the grassroots organizations and the larger organizations who are now seeing, wait a minute, we got to do things different. We can only hope that the detriment that happened from COVID, we are now seeing a better impact from the people that are responding, you know, to what.
Even the Zooms and everything like that, like, and nobody was Zooming, you know, nobody was, FaceTiming and stuff like that before. And now we like, oh, we can still have this meeting, or I can still see you and talk to you. I just can't, touch you or give you a hug or, be there with you. But to have that platform, and I mean, it blew up. I mean, Zoom's probably like one of the biggest things in the world right now.
I don't think my son would know how to get on a computer if he didn't learn that way. I'm like, dang, you know how to navigate all this stuff?
Right.
But again, there's good and then there's bad, and you have to acknowledge what everybody goes through. If you bought a house during the pandemic, great. But if you lost somebody, come on, feel
or
my
lost
pain.
Your home,
or lost your home, because there's people that they lost their job, so they wasn't able to pay the mortgage, and they lost that stuff to society. So somebody else that had money can take care on what was your establishment. You probably got that loan down to probably like $20,000 more and couldn't do that, and somebody got on.
Right.
Which you're saying
away from you and not by your choice.
You be wanting to go slap somebody. Like, I'm always talking about slapping somebody, but I don't be slapping nobody.
She don't be slapping.
I don't be slapping nobody, but that's just a word. That's just the saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't be going back.
But it makes you want to feel that way.
Yeah, it just makes you angry.
Yeah. And again, this platform is just so amazing. Like, we're so blessed to all be here, is because, sharing this information and putting it out there. And I've been told so many times, like, don't limit yourself to being quiet, like, share your story. And the more you share your story and the things that you're experiencing and the way that you're feeling, the better off you're going to be. It's hard to trust people, but at the same time, you don't know how much difference someone knowing what you've overcome or what you've been through may teach them, help them, save their life. You never know, so it's important to be able to have that platform and do that and make it live, and that's what gives me a spark in all of this, is just, networking and sharing with each other and learning from each other, because I don't know everything. You don't know everything. You don't know everything, but as we come together, we just learned a whole lot.
Exactly.
And that's the important part about it.
Right. That collaboration.
Yeah, exactly. So what have you done during all of this COVID, Black Lives Matter, the politics, everything? Like, how do you self-care through all of this craziness?
I come first, and it's non-negotiable.
Mhm.
Come on.
Yes.
And that, I remember when I first found Girl Trek, it was 2000, it was like 2018, 2019, somewhere around then. And I was just coming from, dropping my son off at school. I was getting ready to be a single mom to just one, not really knowing what to do. And it was important that I find not only something for me to keep busy, but just being a nature lover, but also a sister circle, somebody, people to surround me when I may not be able to uphold myself. And so having that sister circle and also having nature somewhere to just go when I need an out is a priority for me, right? When detriment hits, when something traumatic happens, I know who to call. I know where to go. If I ain't got nobody to talk to on the phone, I'm hitting the pavement. Or I'm finding me a trail, right? And so self-care is non-negotiable. I skate, I do yoga myself, I practice yoga myself. I don't practice for poses, I practice for the feeling and what it does. I just be still.
Mindful. Yes. Mindful meditation. Right? Yeah, so important.
Absolutely. I roller skate and just anything therapeutic that's going to keep me moving. And I try new things. I'm not above. I'm almost 41 years old and I'm thinking about dropping nursing and going in to be a TV producer. Like,
right. And you can do that. We can do whatever we want. Right. Okay.
Right. So
whatever
I
you want to do.
Right. Self-care is non-negotiable. I am number one, because if my picture is not full, if it's even just halfway, I know what it looks like for it to be depleted. And so it's not even an option for it to go any lower. And everybody around me knows that. My kids know that. They even have at times put pictures at my bedside and filled them up, letting me know, like, we know that you need to be refilled. So,
right.
Self-care is, like I said, non-negotiable.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
That's teamwork.
Yes. So those are our questions for you. Do you have any questions for us? I mean, this has been one of the best areas we're doing, like all the knowledge and everything. Like, I'm excited. I'm like, okay, I need to get back to walking, take my walks and trails and stuff. But it's amazing. And I really appreciate you being here and doing this and sharing your opinion and your voice with us today.
Absolutely. And I do have a question. I have a question for both you ladies. I saw Double Dutch Divas start out. Angie, I've known you for a couple of years now. I've seen your growth and your evolution is admirable. To know you is one of a kind. And so my question is, as you continue to move and you continue to grow Double Dutch Divas and you continue to evolve into this purpose-driven life for both of y'all, what is your why to keep going? And how do you sustain that why every day?
Right. So, well, my why is because when I engage with people, there's been times where, first off, I like Double Dutch, right? So I'm doing something that really makes me happy. And just like they have music therapy, Double Dutch is Double Dutch therapy. There might be a time when I'm just super stressed out, and sometimes people go ride their bikes. Sometimes people go skating. I want a Double Dutch, but I want people around me, right? And sometimes that can be confirmation to have people around you, because when you have good, positive people around you, then it makes you feel like there's a lot of security. When you have a lot of people around you that make you feel uncomfortable, it makes you feel in a dark place. And there was a time when I was in a dark place where I was around a lot of people. I was around a lot of money. I was around a lot of parties, but I wasn't happy. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like it was a forced thing to be around this surrounding, what's another word for surroundings? Like this. Yeah. So, but I felt like I was the positive. I was the glue to this establishment. You know what I'm saying? And if I wasn't there anymore, then it would be corrupted. But so I felt like I had to stay in this surrounding, because if I didn't, then I was going to be a failure. So it was more of I don't want to be here, but I feel like I have to be, because I'm going to let a lot of people down. But I had to, like you say, self first. I had to take care of myself, because mental health everybody has mental health, but on a different level. So I probably went from 0 to 100. And when you find yourself at a level where you you might do something dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be, I've never been in a dangerous situation, but I'm going to do something dangerous. So instead of putting myself in this situation where you have no control over your feelings, you know what I'm saying? Or you
Definitely.
think that people's doing stuff intentional, then you take yourself out of that. You know what I'm saying? So when I established Double Dutch Divas, because it's not an I thing, it's a we thing. So when the thought came, then it's like, well, what do you want to do? Because I want to do something else besides, I work for Seattle Public Schools. Like I have a full-time job. I have more than one full-time job. You know what I'm saying? So, but all of my jobs consist with being around people. And when they see that you have great things going for yourself, they will acknowledge you. Like I do late night. They're like, are you going to be at late night tonight? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, okay, cool. Because my kid is not coming if you're not going to be there. So I don't do it right now, but this has been previous situations. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like my personality, they trust me. You know what I'm saying? The community is who I'm talking about. They trust me, my friends, my families, and everything. So I feel like God, put me or kept me on this earth to fulfill a dream, because I was in a super bad car accident a while ago. I know I put it on Facebook, but I'm 45, so I was like 21. You know what I'm saying? And I was in a super bad car accident and I died and came back. And this is what it's for. Not necessarily for Double Dutch Divas. Double Dutch Divas is a sport, but the outcome of what Double Dutch Divas is doing for the community is bringing people together. You know what I'm saying? And so this is not an Angie Mosley thing. I tell people this all the time. This is a Double Dutch Diva thing, and it's a corporation of greatness. It's a corporation of community. It's a corporation of bringing people together, not just Black folks, not Asians, not whoever, just all people, unity into the community. Yeah. And that's why we say, come one, come all. So Double Dutch is a sport. It brings unity into the community. It's a sport where you are getting good cardio for more than like 2 hours. And you don't even know that you're exercising, but it's so much fun. You meet new people. You're on a team. You're drinking water. You know what I'm saying? And then it makes you coming back for more. You know what I'm saying? It's a habit of being great, healthy living, healthy willing. And so that's my why, is not for just me, but when I know I'm helping somebody, it's helping my mind, body, and soul. You know what I'm saying? So it's keeping me living a healthy life. If I wasn't doing Double Dutch Divas, I'm about to go out and go do whatever. If I want to go have a drink or go eat some steak and eggs or whatever, but I would rather go Double Dutch with some kids or some youth or some community members and do some exercise, drink some water, meet some new people, and give them what I have. Because a lot of people say, Angie, when you talk, it's like you're talking some greatness. But Angie doesn't think that. Angie just thinks that she's just being regular and she's just doing regular stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like people be like, you're hella dope. And I'll be like, I'm all right. But but I'll tell my kids I'm super dope. My son be like, why do you always say you're dope? I say, because I am. And you think I am too. So I'm just going to end that. So you asked me my why. There's a lot of whys. I think I'm getting the red light. I don't know. I see something.
Yes. I'm like,
I can talk forever.
Too.
I can talk forever. I'm just saying, I love it. I love it. I love it.
And I highly agree with you on that. I mean, my why is just to be a better person. Like I enjoy people as well. I feel like my purpose on this earth is I'm just super energetic. I'm always lively. I'm always happy and like, let's do this, let's do that, like go, go, go. And that is my purpose, is to help other people shine bright and be spirited and be happy and try different things that they haven't. And I work with elderly people. I work with, regular people, I have many jobs, but at the same time, for Double Dutch for me, and the reason I do this podcast is just being in the community and helping share my story and share our story and share your story, so we can be better and we can be a better place, for our future generations and everything. And it just drives me to be with the kids, like their faces light up and everything like that. I've always loved it. I had some programs back in the day called Great Futures. And it was amazing. It just got the girls at the community center together. And I want to see more of that, and they take us out on little events, or we do diaper drives, or, things like that. So for Double Dutch Divas, we tap in different places, organizations, and things like that. And it's just what I've always wanted to do. So I'm very happy in doing this. And it drives me to just keep going. Like, how far can I take this? How great can we be? Like, we can be on top of the world, like just double dutching happily,
It's also
and enjoying life.
Witnessing to our elders or our age group to let everybody know that you still got it.
Right.
Okay. After 40, after 40, it don't stop. It starts, baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Come on.
That's
right.
why we. That's
and I'm
why,
almost to 40,
look,
and I can't wait because of y'all. I'm like, ooh, 40 is gonna be so much better
that's
than
why
the
we
30,
put our
30s.
ages on our back.
Okay.
Look, that's why we put our
40.
ages on our back. I'm 45
Yes.
now, but it's like 44. But
Yes.
just to let you know, they might be like, oh, they're like what 20, 23, 30 doing that. No, we're over 40, and we're not like the over 40 club. Like if you're 20, you can still be part of Double Dutch Divas.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? We don't
I'm
discriminate.
here.
Look, yeah, so
38th grade.
yeah. She said 38th grade.
38, yeah.
45, we stay alive.
Right. We got places we're trying to go. You know, we want to elevate, always elevate. And so we up
I
from
think
here.
it's dope to, you know, into your abundance flows, you know, when you're in your element and you see that, you know, you really do. I'm a witness to it. It really flows. And so it's not about you, as you said, but the abundance is flowing to you. And so keep it up. Keep using the platform. I remember we was in DC. It's dark outside. It's about 87 degrees. It's popping. And Angie pulls out the ropes. Look, I'm pitching woo. Angie pulls out the ropes. and it was a whole vibe. Like it just, you know, so again, keep using your platform. I appreciate this platform and allowed me to even just tell a little bit about me and answer some of your questions and give some insight that I hope really can help another mother, a child, or anybody, you know, inspire them that, you know, we all have purpose. We really do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
I know. I so appreciate. Look, I was like, Lydia, we was at Trina's birthday party, huh? Was it that day? And I was like, you want to? No, Shamika brought up because we had it was on the Sunday,
the birthday party,
and we came with
from here,
from here, but on
studio.
another session. And we were like, oh yeah, we're a little bit late, but we're here. You know, we just came from a podcast. And Lydia was like, for what? We're like, to talk about, you know, Black women's, you know, acknowledgements and as well as our struggles. And we were like, yeah. She said, put me on.
And we're just happy to have you. And we need more women that are willing to share their stories and what they're doing in life, or, you know, what they need in the community and things like that.
And what do you need is because it's about what you need.
Right.
Closed mouth don't get fed. We just like, what do you need? You tell us, we give it. You know what I'm saying? We say, what do you need? I don't need nothing. So we don't know.
Right.
But if you say, this is what we need, if we want to double dutch, we need some socks. You're going to have some socks the next time. You know what I'm saying? We need some waters or whatever. Or if it's just,
I need counseling. I need a new doctor, you know, that's actually going to pay attention to my health situations. We know who to call now.
Exactly.
You know, we got connections.
It's
you know,
connection.
And it's about being united. You know, we want to keep our strong community. You know, we've drifted off, everybody in their phones and everybody in the reality of life, you know, and I get that, but we got to bring it in. We got to bring it in and support each other.
Yep. So, and then, so what you can do, like, you can also send us some visuals, you know what I'm saying? Cause we'll keep it popping on this podcast, you know,
definitely.
So, so
our webpage, everything,
all that. And we'll just keep it popping even after today. We'll keep it popping. And, you know, happy Soulful Sunday. You know what I'm saying? It's
enjoy the rest of your day. And I so appreciate you. I so appreciate
you.
Thank you.
This is great. Y'all keep it up. Keep in the community. And I'll see you when I get back.
All right. We can't wait.
Just say your business one more time for the go.
Integrated Wellness CMS. So Integrated Wellness Care Management Solutions. We abbreviate the CMS. Like I said, we are the liaison and voice within the system. We are not going to let your healthcare fall through the cracks. Not on our watch.
I love it. I love it. And we will see you soon. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
All right, baby. Love you.